wherever you are, and welcome to Low Season Traveller Live. This is our second programme where we're going to be going live to Portugal. I know that many of you may have noticed the government announcement yesterday that Portugal has been removed from the green list in the UK, which is obviously very disappointing for an awful lot of people, for ourselves as well. We, of course, at Low Season Traveller, we are promoting travel primarily during the low season months, which tends not to be the peak months of the summer. However, it's been a bit of a blow certainly for Portugal, and certainly for us here in the UK. However, Portugal is still a wonderful, wonderful place to visit, and we wanted to talk a little bit more about that today. So on Wednesday, we were focused more on the walking tours in the Algarve. Today, we're going to talk a little bit more about the cycling tours. But before we go any further, I need to bring on our very special guest, the lovely Ana Leal. Let me bring Ana in just now. Ana, are you there? You'll be coming soon. And there we go. Hey, Ana, how are you?
Can you see me?
Oh, we can see you. We can see you.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
Good afternoon. I'm good. They're very good. Thank you.
You're always good. I've never caught you ever in anything less than a super, super happy mood.
But well, I used to say, don't want to see me upset.
Really? Is it,
Yes.
is it not pretty?
It is not pretty. So better to see me always smiling.
Well, Ana, it's a great privilege and an honor for us to have you with us today, especially because it's your last day today. You're going off on maternity leave after today.
Correct.
So thank you very much for that. And you're still smiling. Are you just looking forward to finishing work for now?
Well, I still have some details to do, and I believe that I will come back next week just to finalize everything. But yeah, I'm happy because I start to be a little bit heavy, the end of the pregnancy. Sure. But well, everything is going to be all right. It's a new phase of my life coming in.
A new adventure. We learned on Wednesday that you love adrenaline sports and action, and well, boy, have you got some action headed your way.
What's coming, I think it's way, way more adventure than what I did till now.
It's another level, Ana, another level.
Yes.
But well, listen, great to have you with us. We'll state at the outset, any of our audience that have any questions, we should be able to put the questions up on the screen live today. We couldn't do that on Wednesday because some fool, i.e. me, forgot to log into Facebook after reminding Ana to make sure she was logged into Facebook. I'm the one who forgot to log into Facebook. But today we can take your questions and your comments. Many of you might have comments or questions about the fact that Portugal's on the amber list. That didn't even take your smile away, Ana. What do you feel about that? While we've got you on, what was your take on it? It was obviously disappointing news.
Well, I think that's especially for British, you got very upset with that, and of course for us also, we were not expecting this, and but I believe it will take very, very small time. So for low season, I don't see any problem.
Yep.
But I believe that in less than a month, everything is going to be back again to the green side, because it doesn't make sense. In reality, we had a few numbers more in Lisbon area, but in the Algarve it's exactly the same. So the rest of the country is still going on opening everything more and more. On the 14th, we will have restaurants and bars open till 1 o'clock in the evening, and on the 24 or 27, I don't recall exactly the day, it will be everything completely open again. So I don't think that we are going back. I believe that maybe UK decided just to make sure that they don't have more cases, but soon they will reverse the decision, I believe.
Yeah,
this is my belief.
I certainly hope so. I mentioned
Mm.
it before. I mentioned it to you off air, and I might have mentioned it on Wednesday. But I was recently in Dubai, which is a red list country for as far as the UK is concerned, and Tenerife, of course, which is an amber list country. And in both of those countries, every protocol was adhered to religiously in every hotel I was in. Altogether, I was in, gosh, probably 8 or 9 hotels between the two destinations. Every protocol was adhered to. I never saw any breaches in protocol until I arrived in Manchester Airport and I got the taxi, and the taxi driver wasn't wearing a face mask at any stage of the journey. There was no perspex between the driver and the back seat. He took my cases without, so much as rubbing his hands in anything. There was just no protocols whatsoever. And I was just laughing to myself, thinking, he doesn't know where I've come from. I could have just got off a flight from India, and he has no idea. And to not have those protocols in place, and we're kind of told in the UK that, that such and such is red list because it's dangerous, and such is amber because it's dangerous. Actually, the lapses in protocols I see the most have been here in the UK. It's just bizarre, frankly, but.
Well, at least over here, this would never happen.
No.
And if I catch a taxi like that, I will stop him immediately and say, "Sorry, I cannot go with you if you don't wear your mask."
Yeah, I found it really bizarre. But anyway, but that's where we are. So, Anna, today we are talking about cycling.
Yes. Go
Go
ahead. It's one of my passions. When I joined the company Domitur, it was one of my tasks to develop the new paths and the new programs for cycling in Portugal. And it's true that at that time I was not having the habit to cycle every day. And it's very funny, especially now when I have the chance, not in this moment of my life, but when I had the chance or to arrive late to work or to leave earlier to go and cycle some new paths. So this is something I did it. Last time I did it was last summer. And I did exactly this, just to revise again the program, to check if all the tracks were okay. So basically we can do between 2 to 3 hours cycling during a day. And you have plenty of time to enjoy the rest of the Algarve while you are doing this cycling tour. Yeah. So this is one of my favorite programs, and I think it's very light. I always try to get programs that people, of course, we have more specialized ones with hills, more elevation, more technical ones. This one is very soft, really for tourists that just want to enjoy the country without needing a car. So this is one of my key points. I usually try to get between 30 to 60 kilometers per day maximum. It seems, for someone that is not used to cycle, it seems a lot.
It does.
But it is very easy to do. And in some cases, if people is not used to cycle, I always advise to use an e-bike, because the e-bikes are incredible. You just step a little bit and the bike goes alone almost.
Really?
Yes. If you never try.
Never, no.
So just do it. I did last year also the Portuguese way to Santiago de Compostela with my boyfriend, and he was not practicing for a long time, so he was not cycling for a long time. And I told him, okay, you join me, but we will rent an e-bike for you. And he was doing it for 6 days in a row on the e-bike, and he really enjoyed the trip. So if your partner, if your friend, I don't know, they are not used to cycle, the solution is get an e-bike, because it will make your life easier.
I love it. So that's a really good point, though. So what, when we talk about cycling tours, I'll state straight off, I'm not a cyclist. I have never owned a bike. I do know how to ride a bike, but I've never owned my own bike. And when I think of a cycling tour, I sort of get nervous thinking, well, this is for cyclists, people who always cycle. But I suppose what you're saying here is really, you could be, relatively speaking, a beginner, and you'd still be okay.
Exactly. Of course, we have for really cyclists, we have especially some programs for road cycling that they can cycle between 100 or 120 kilometers per day. But this is not the case that I'm bringing here today.
Yeah.
This is when you come to Portugal, for sure we will have at least one day with the e-bike. Because I even sent you a video and we can see later on if there's still some time. I had a fun trip from Netherlands over here, and there were a couple of people that were not cycling. So we rent them e-bikes, and they loved it so much that they said, okay, when I'm back again to Netherlands, I will buy an e-bike.
Oh, wow.
Because it's really, really pleasant to use an e-bike. It's very easy. You don't feel any effort, and you just really enjoy once you do a cycling tour, instead of using the car, for instance, you really have this feeling that you appreciate nature and the villages and the cities that you visit in a different way.
Yeah.
So it's something that I do recommend. At least if you don't do all your holiday cycling, do one day, do 1/2 day, because it's a different way to enjoy.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Do you know what? I'm just thinking of. I've got a cousin in Ireland. Hello, Neve, if you're out there and watching. And her partner is a really mad keen cyclist.
Okay.
And I think that usually he goes off and does the cycling. But actually, this tour would be really great for them because he could take the regular bike, she could take the e-bike, and it's something that they could do together, even though she's not as much of a cyclist as he is, and they could really enjoy that.
True.
Great option.
True. Yeah. And if he cycles, he will feel this one very, very easy. But yes, at least to have the chance to be with the partner, it's very important. I think it's a good way to start. And especially, go.
No, I was just going to say, but you did say, so it was about 40 kilometers a day. That does sound like a lot. Is that not so bad?
No, it's not.
Okay. Right, okay.
I remember someone the other day told me, listen, and I was not used to cycle, and I just did 20 kilometers, and it seemed so easy.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Yes, because it goes fast.
I need to try it, Anna. I need to try it.
You will.
The bottom line.
Once you come to Portugal, hopefully in the low season in October, eventually, we will cycle together.
Definitely. Okay. Looking forward to that. Well, listen, let's get on. You've got a presentation for us.
Yes.
All prepared.
Yes.
So let's bring that up onto the screen. If I can do that, let's go. Boom, boom, boom.
I think I put it ready. Is it ready?
It is. I'm just going to play around with the format. So what we've got, let's try this way. Okay, hopefully everybody can see that at home. What we've got at the moment, so Anna can't see because she's just looking at the one screen. So just for our viewers' point of view, Anna, what the viewers can see is they can see 3 images: myself on the top, and then underneath there's an image of yourself, and then next to you is the image of cycling tour in the Algarve with the cliffs and a beautiful beach.
Yeah, well, this picture was taken by me, so it's not a professional picture. This is while I was cycling. This is in Praia da Rocha, Alvor, in the west side. And this tour has an 8 days program. In reality, you will be cycling 7. We have charming 4-star hotels, arrived and departure transfer included, private ones, so according with your schedule, and luggage transfer also included, so you don't need to carry on your luggage on the bike.
That's a really great point, because that was one of my initial concerns when we first said that we were going to feature this tour. Again, not having done a cycle tour before, part of me was thinking, right, do we have to have saddlebags and we have to, bring our bags with us and all of this? But you guys, you do all of that kind of heavy lifting. So as we cycle each stage, you make sure that all of the luggage is there waiting in the hotel for us when we get there.
Yeah, exactly. When you arrive, the luggage is already there.
I love it. That's just such a great service.
Yes, because on the cycling tour, this one you are going to change every day hotels. There are some programs also on the walking that we do exactly the same. We do the transfer of the luggage, and you change every day the hotels.
Love it.
So this is basically the Algarve. I'm not going to come back again to the Algarve because it's already on the other live that we did on Wednesday. But basically, you start on the south and west point of Portugal in Sagres, and you go till Vila Real de Santo Antonio, that is on the border with Spain. We do this direction especially because it's you probably will have the wind on your back. Okay.
Right. Okay.
So this
Always
is
helpful.
yeah, exactly. But I have to tell you that the first day that you go from Sagres to Lagos, it's the hardest day. After that is starting to be smoother and smoother. So there's some people, and of course, if people request, we can do the other way around from Vila Real to Sagres. But my opinion, it's always better to do from Sagres to Vila Real to have the wind helping you on your back. The first day, it's the hardest one. So this is something I have to tell you, and you will see by the elevation when I show here the elevation. So I spoke about the hotels. We usually use 4-star charming, like nice hotels. This is the first one. On the right-hand side, there's a swimming pool. It has this beautiful view about the Portinho, the Baleeira. The rooms are incredible. Indoor swimming pool also. Service, it's very nice. And it's a very small village that we spoke last time. It's Sagres. And usually you find a lot of surfers around. And it's a very nice and relaxing place to start. You can see also the sunset here. It's beautiful. If you arrive with time, you can do some... you can go on boat to observe some dolphins or some bird watching, because it's a very important area of bird watching, especially on the migration and on the nesting. It depends of the time of the year, but many seabirds just pass the ocean here during September, October, and in October we have in reality the festival of the bird watching festival here running in Sagres. So it's something that you can do. So the southwestern point of Portugal, Sagres, it's Cape St. Vincent. In October the bird watching, some highlights that you can see. And then in Vila do Bispo, that I will show you the track later on. It's also very, very beautiful. You can see the parish church, the Lovers Mountain, the standard of Ashprandantes. Even it's a megalithic monument. Even for me, it's difficult to say.
I couldn't pronounce it myself.
And in Salema, that is a beautiful, beautiful small village and beach. You also have the ruins, the Roman ruins that you can find over there. It's a day that if you get lost, because I know that first day people want to explore a lot, you can arrive too late to the hotel because there's so much nice spots to stop. That sometimes people lose the idea of the time. And I had one group that arrived at 10 o'clock in the evening to the hotel.
Oh,
yes,
really.
But of course the bicycles were equipped with lights, so they managed to do the way to the hotel. But it's not supposed to arrive at 10 o'clock. In reality, if you leave at 10 o'clock in the morning, you should arrive, even if you stop on the way, around 4 or 5 o'clock, and then enjoy the city. But they wanted to stop everywhere. So basically, they called me at 7 o'clock. Ana, we're still in Salema or in Brugao. And I said, oh my God, but you are still so far. Why? What's happening? Oh, we just stopped everywhere.
That's kind of good though, isn't it, really? I mean, that's I can kind of relate to that. I'd be a bit the same. You know, you don't want to miss anything, do you?
Yeah, but on this first day, and I prevent them, and I was around that day because there was one person of this group. They decided to do self-guided, and we have this tour in self-guided and in guided. And I told them, and there was one lady that she was afraid of the cars. During this tour, there are a couple of places that you come to the main road, the National 125. So on this one, it's a couple of kilometers, not many, but on this one, you need to pay attention. So it was weekend. They arrived on a Saturday, and I asked them before, are you sure you don't want at least to have a guide on the first day just for you to get familiarized with the destination, with the signs? And they said, no, we are cool. We can do it alone, no problem at all. But even though I put my bicycle on my car and I went to the area and I said, okay, if they need the support, I will be around.
Fair play to you.
Yes.
And they were glad of it, I'm sure.
They wanted to be very independent. Yeah. So I didn't use my bike, but I had to call a taxi because one of the person couldn't finalize the day. Because as you can see here on the map, the green map, there's a lot of elevations coming in and down. The ones that had the e-bike, no problem at all. The ones that had regular bikes, one of the person, he was already with 75 years old or 76. So for him was a bit difficult. He told me, I'm not able to do the rest. How can I get a taxi? And we provided the taxi. So he went, him and the bike to the hotel waiting for the others. So this also to tell that we have a 24/7 emergency number. So in this case, they really need some support. And we were there to provide all the details. So this is important also.
Yeah, very much so. Very much
yeah.
so. I think it's great though that, like you're saying, you even kind of second guess it, and you were sort of saying how you went there to that area just in case because there might well be the phone call. I think that's the kind of care and attention that you expect from a professional organization like yourselves, really, I guess.
Yeah. On that weekend, it was I was around because it was weekend. I was around. If not, we always have our drivers that belongs to our team, and also one person on duty that I don't need to do it myself because there's always a person on duty. But I just took the chance also to go to the area to check other properties. Anyway. When the business somehow it's yours, you are always working.
100%. Yeah. But
even during weekends.
I know that feeling only too well. I know that.
And family always comes around. Comes with you. And I started the company was founded for my mom. My mom did it, and I remember to have 12 years old and doing my first site inspections with her of the new properties and etc. So
brilliant.
It's part that. It's already part of the work. So these are some of the paths that they can find on the way. And if you see on the right hand side, there's here a kilometer 10. This is one of the signs that you can find on the way. That signs this track. We provide the GPS. Of course, but there's also some marks on the way, not always very visible. It's true, but they are around.
And those markers are telling you how much further you've got to go for that particular leg of the journey, is it? There
are some other big ones that are saying how many kilometers still to the destination. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. So. First difficult, hard day, we decided to give you a very good hotel.
Oh my gosh, that place looks absolutely incredible.
Yes.
Size of the pool.
Yes, the size of the pool, it's really huge. And of course, October, November, it's much more relaxed than during the summer because in front you have Meia Praia in Lagos. That is a very well-known beach and people loves it. So you can, it's good also if you arrive earlier to the hotel to profiter en français, to enjoy the hotel during your stay because all the hotels has a lot of, has good quality, let's say this way.
What for this particular property? So obviously you're coming off the end of a hard slog to get into this one, and that's why it's a lovely property. Just roughly, kind of speaking, what time do you arrive on this day to this property, and then what time would you need to set off the next day?
Well, it depends, of course, what time do you like to cycle. Imagine that someone decides to come here in September. In September, I would say to start cycling around 8 o'clock in the morning because it can get very hot. If you come in October, November, I would say you can start cycling around 9.
Yep.
And usually the way takes this first day, because it's a little bit hilly and you want to stop on the way, you can take, if you stop for a coffee, for a lunch, etc., you can take maybe 5 hours. So I would say that the ideal is to arrive to the hotels around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so you can still have time to enjoy the hotel and to go to the city center, and maybe to leave the other day 9, 10. It's usually I like to sleep in the morning, so usually I don't leave the hotels before 10.
Okay, fair enough. Have your good breakfast first and a lie in, and then head off.
Yeah, so at 10 it's fine. You have enough time to cycle, and again, the first day it's the hardest day. Then it starts to be smoother.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So when you go to the second day, you have plenty of things to see also and to enjoy. You have the Sardines Festival. I didn't put here the video. I don't know if you saw the video I sent how to eat sardines. It got viral on the internet.
Did it really? How long is the video? I think we might be able to get it up. How long is the video?
The video is probably 3 minutes, I would say.
Should we show the video? Is it good?
The video, it's just me in a regular lunch with a friend, and because I had clients that they didn't know how to eat sardines, and sometimes I have to teach them, and I have even to prepare the sardines for them, I decided to make a video, and it got a little bit viral, and I have more than 5,000 people that watched. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But it's just me in a very regular restaurant with a friend showing how to eat the sardines.
Let's get it up. I've got to get it up. Hold on.
If you want to show.
Yay. All right, let me press play on this, and hopefully all of the viewers can appreciate this. I'm looking forward to seeing this myself. I haven't looked at it. Okay, let me put it on, and I'll put it on solo.
I decided to make the video just
good morning, everyone. I say good morning because it's still lunchtime. I'm here to have lunch today with a friend. And I'm going to show you one of the typical food in Portugal, that is sardines, and how to eat it. Because most of the time, I get some clients that don't know how to eat sardines, and this is a specialty that I love, and I'm in a very typical restaurant in Olhão. So the first thing we do to eat sardines is to get some bread, okay? So here's my bread. I put it on my plate. Here are the sardines as they come. And I'm going to eat with my fork and my knife, but usually we eat here. I can show you with the hand. So this is sardine. We put it first on the bread. Then we have to smash just a little bit to release the oil. Okay. Then you turn. And again, you do the same process. I hope you are enjoying. And then you can eat with or without skin. I usually eat with skin because it's where it has the taste of the soup. We just season it with the salt. So we open it with the hands like this. It's really hot. And then you eat it. Okay. Then you also use the salad. And then you also use the salad. This is we call the mountain type of salad because it's got it in small pieces. Always season it with oregano. And let's go. So this is the typical way how you eat sardines. I hope you, when you come to Portugal, you try yourself because it's an amazing dish. Bye.
So very short one.
That was wonderful. I love that.
Well, but it's the way we eat over here, and even you see the restaurant. It's a very, very typical restaurant, no gourmet at all.
Yeah, I love that. But you know what? Genuinely, that was making me so hungry. I was watching that. I haven't had my lunch yet, and I was just thinking, oh my God, those sardines look so good.
Yeah, and it's season of starting to eat sardines now. So definitely it's something that people should try when they come here. And in Portimão, coming back on the third day, in Portimão, during August, they have the Festival of Sardines. So if people is around during August, it's something that they should not lose. To try. Yeah, that's why we came up with the sardines in the middle of a cycling tour.
Yeah, tremendous. Well, you need it for the energy anyway, Anna, don't you?
Yeah, and there's a lot of people doing diet just based on sardines with salad. They don't eat any carbs. So many Portuguese, when it comes the summer, they decide to do diet just eating sardines and salad.
I could go for that. Really.
Yeah.
Although I'd like the bread as well, because the bread looked pretty good too.
Yeah, at the end when you eat the bread with the flavor of the sardines, it's incredible. Yeah. Yeah, you do this system for like 5, 6, 7 sardines, and it gets an amazing flavor at the end. To eat that bread, it's amazing.
Oh my God, I can nearly taste it.
You need to come.
I definitely do.
Other things that you can see, it's in Ferragudo. You can visit the church. Even here, if people feel, you see the elevation, it's not too high. During this day, you have 70 meters elevation maximum in once. But of course, there's Benagil caves that we showed you on the walking tours. If you want to just come out of the way of the path and go to visit Benagil, it's an option. Or another option that might be even better is when you arrive to the hotel, you can walk till Benagil. So if you arrive earlier, it's near the Benagil caves, these amazing, beautiful caves that we saw on Wednesday. So they can walk instead of just going by bike, because going by bike is coming really out of the track. So something also nice to do. And also on the way, especially in the area of Lagoa, we have a very nice, good wine producers. So wine tasting is something also that you can do. Or at least to try, but don't drink too much
with the bike. Not
with
too
the
much
bike.
when you're riding the bike. Okay.
Exactly. Unless, of course, you want to organize automatically a transfer to get you back to the hotel.
Yeah, I'll do that one.
Yeah, but it's nice. So this is other type of tracks that you can find on the way. So every time I'm showing different paths, so people is aware. And this is the hotel.
Oh wow.
Hotel Pestana Viking that has this area. And if you go to that side, you can find the Benagil caves. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's
those the Hotel Pestana Viking. Pestana is they're quite a reputable Portuguese sort of brand of hotels, aren't they? There's quite a few Pestanas around.
Yeah,
they're really good, reputable properties. I know that.
They have some better hotels and more affordable and more relaxed hotels. They have all types, but they started in Madeira. They are from Madeira, but they have hotels everywhere in Portugal. So it's a good standard.
Yep.
Them and Vila Galé also. Yep. It's also good. Here, the fourth day, you're going from Armação de Pêra to Vilamoura, and you will pass in Salgados. That is also a very beautiful area that I just posted on Bike for Tourism because I've been there last week, and it's amazing for bird watching. And I realized that it's missing. The word is not well written over there. Then you pass also in Albufeira, and in Albufeira you also have the chance to do a wine tasting in the Cliff Richard winery, because he was one of the first persons to come to the Algarve and to produce wine in the Algarve.
Is that true? Cliff Richard?
Yes.
Really? So does he own that wine estate or whatever?
Sorry?
Does he own that wine estate? Or?
Yes, he still has. He's the owner of the property, and he was the first one coming and to produce wine in the Algarve by that time. And Danish market is one of it's number one getting these wines.
Wow.
So yeah, it's interesting. It's
Did
very
not
interesting.
know that about Cliff Richard. Fair play.
You see, there's and even there's a lot of celebrities that has houses here in the Algarve, and we don't have any idea about it.
Really? Yeah. I'm sure there are.
Because they come, they are, the areas. We have some spots here in the Algarve, the Triangle, Quinta do Lago, Vilamoura, Val do Lobo. These areas, there's a lot of properties, private properties. They just buy them, and they come here and they live here, and nobody interferes with their lives. It's even, and now during COVID, it was the only flights that we were seeing. It's the private ones coming in.
That's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, and they pass here months and months. Yeah. And it's especially because people in Portugal, at least all the stars, they have this feeling that the Portuguese people doesn't interfere that much. I know that in UK you are used to, because you have a lot of stars in UK, a lot of popular people. But here in Portugal, we see them, but we don't interfere with their life.
Yeah, and I'm sure they appreciate that.
Yes. Then when you arrive to Vilamoura, it's a resort. It's a golf resort also, and has one of the most, one of the best marinas in Europe. It also won several prizes. But we also have archaeological museum, so it's something that if people is more into culture can see when they arrive to Vilamoura. And you don't see from the other side on the back of this hotel. There's the marina. Mm-hmm. But basically, this is a big hotel, just again next to the sea, walking distance from the marina, from the city center of Vilamoura. So this is something that we try to always, it's walking distance apart from Lagos, because Lagos, if you want to go, you need to take your bike. Mm-hmm. But this is something also that we try to get you and to put you on the city center, so you can then walk in to explore the city. Yeah. And now they created here an area, a path that was not before. So now it's cyclable here till Quarteira, that is this next villa. And you will see always the beach.
I know. What a wonderful stretch of beach that looks as well.
Yes.
But that's very typical of the region, isn't it? In the Algarve, for those that haven't been, it's huge, wide expanses of beach, much sort of broader than actually anywhere else. It reminds me a lot of the beaches most similar I've seen is in California. The beaches in Southern California, really wide as far as the eye can see. And that seems to be what the beaches are like throughout the whole of the Algarve.
True. I also, when last times I've been in California, it's a place that I want to go cycle. Yeah. It's very similar, correct? It's very, very similar. And even to arrive by plane to Faro, it's beautiful, especially if they go and turn here in the sea, and you just see the beauty of the beach area in the Algarve. It's one of a kind. It's really, really beautiful. Yeah.
It's making me want to go. I know that's the purpose, but it really is.
Okay, this is one of the tracks that you can cycle easier because
no elevation there. That's easy. I could do that, Anna.
Yeah, it's 50 something kilometers, but it's very pleasant. And now they also did a new track made by wood, like this bridge that you can see over here. Yeah. So they connect already Quinta do Lago to Faro just by these bridges, by this walking path made by wood. So it will be, you don't need to go to the main road, and it's really, really beautiful to do. And you can pass, of course, once you leave Vilamoura, when you pass in Quarteira, you can visit the fish and fruit market. That is one of the most, it's a very interesting one, very simple, but very fresh fish on this area. You can also do, if you like, in Quinta do Lago to explore or try a golf clinic to try and to see if you like golf. or you can do bird watching in Ludo areas. This is the image that we are seeing here. Definitely the species that you can see, all the birds that you can see here are very interesting. In Faro, you can also do on the island, you can do sailing practice on the nautical club. Of course, you have a food tour or even a cultural tour in Faro. You can do a cooking workshop, as we also mentioned on the other one, the Cataplana. Here's a link also with a video of that, how to do it, that I sent you, so you can even later on spread to your guests if they want to see.
We'll share that link on the Facebook comments. Yep.
Yeah, and the walking food tour in Olhão, that is also a fun trip I did with this one I was mentioning with the Netherlands, that we did a mix of cycling and food tour, and they loved the experience also. Both tours to the islands. In Ria Formosa, we have even fisherman community, and you can collect the oysters to learn everything about the fish and the oysters and how people live in the island. It's about 40 minutes, about 30 minutes from land. But they have a huge community. They have a church, they have school, they have everything on this island. And they live maybe 300 families over there. It's interesting to see. And again, to visit the fish and vegetable markets in Olhão. This one is one of the most famous one in the Algarve. So it's very interesting. Then it starts, this is the hotel that in front of also the Marina, walkable distance. Once you leave the hotel, 2 minutes, you have the first restaurant and a full road full of restaurants. This is a 5-star hotel with good quality, overlooking the sea. So it's also one of my favorites of this tour. And the islands are just in front of the other side of the sea. I don't know, probably from here you cannot see, but it's somewhere here you can find the islands, okay?
Okay, yeah.
It's Barrier Islands from Ria Formosa.
When you talk about you were sort of saying there before that the restaurants are all very nearby. Do you guys, do many people then ask your advice for, the best places to eat if they want to try sort of local cuisine or anything else? Do you guys give recommendations to your clients as to places that they might want to try?
We can give, of course, but we usually always suggest speak with the receptionist in the hotels, because we can give. If people ask us in advance, in reality, we also have clients that they book all the restaurants in advance with us.
Wow, really?
Yes.
Is that necessary? or I mean, gosh, that's very well organized, isn't it?
More the US market, especially luxury market, they ask us to book the finest hotel, the finest restaurants, and sometimes they have 2 months of waiting list. So in these cases, we do that. But we can also give some suggestions. And during the summer, it depends. But during the summer, sometimes it's important in some cities to book in advance. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But in general, well, we are not New York. So.
Yeah, but as well, that's the advantage. That's the advantage of the low season as well, isn't it?
Yes.
The chances are, in the low season, you won't necessarily always need to make reservations. The chances are you'd be okay. But I think it's always good to get recommendations from the experts on the ground. And you guys at Domitur, you guys are the experts on the ground. You're the locals. So if I was going, I'd want a personal recommendation from you, Anna. Actually,
I can give in many cities, and even every time I go, like last week I've been in Lisbon again and in Porto, and every time I go, I always try a different restaurant to have my personal opinion about it.
Very good. Yeah.
This is important. This is important because there's many restaurants, and sometimes we really need to see. And of course, when we work in the travel industry, we are picky with very small details.
Absolutely. Yeah. That is the truth.
We realize the service, but I have to confess one thing. Yeah. One of the places that I love most to see the restaurant industry work is in UK.
Really?
I love to see you guys working. You are really good. You never see an employee stopped. He always have something to do. Or he prepares the cutlery, or he organized the tables. you guys are very, very well organized on that.
I think it depends where you are. I think it depends where you are.
Really? Well, last time, where did I been last time?
You're eating at some very fancy establishments, I bet. I bet you go to all the best ones. Yeah.
No. I went to the bird watching festival that you also have, a fair that you have. It's near Manchester.
Not called Martin.
Birmingham, I think.
Birmingham. Oh gosh, I don't know down that way. I know there's Martin Mere, which is not too far from Manchester. That's very famous for bird watching.
Yeah, and I think it was in Birmingham, and I was looking, and I just entered in one or two restaurants, and I was traveling alone, so I love to observe and to see how everybody is organized and everything, and honestly, I like the way you work over there. Yeah.
Oh, that's good to hear. That's good to hear.
Yes.
We do some things right. We're not very good on lists of countries and stuff, but on food and waiting, we're pretty good at that,
yeah. Well, we always need to be good in something, eh?
Well, that's true.
Okay, so once you arrive to Olhão, it's like the tour is pretty much done, okay? It starts to be less and less kilometers, very flat. You have time to go visit the islands. You have time to try the octopus, also very famous, especially in Santa Luzia. We have a lot of ways to do octopus over here. Many people also never tried in life, and once you are here, you have at least to try. Can be the rice, the octopus rice, can be in the oven with the smashed potatoes. So there's plenty of ways to do octopus. And then Tavira, of course, Tavira, it's a beautiful city. Even the hotel I can show you. Yeah, the hotel, the image doesn't look very young, like it seems a bit old, but this is the type of roofs that we find over here. You see some Arabic, I would say, some Arabic construction.
Yep.
So this is the hotel on the city center. This is the river, Gião. And so it's very easy to walk later on. And Tavira, it's beautiful. It's probably the city that has more churches in the Algarve, almost in every corner. People seem to be very religious over here. But especially to do a walking tour with some local guides that we have over there, it's very interesting because they speak about the history, the Visigoths, the Muslims, all of this communities that passed in Tavira. So it's full of history and it's very interesting to know. And you've been passing the salt pans before and the salt pans after. Let me see, where do I have a picture here? Over here, all these tracks, it's where we produce sea salt. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So the salt beds, it's very interesting to visit and to see how they produce. Yep. And even on the last day, and if you want to have to laugh a little bit, we can show later on. But let's keep going on this part. I will come back. Here, there's a link. The 7th day, it's Tavira to Vila Real. As you see, it's less than 40 kilometers. Pretty much no elevation at all. Cacela, it's really beautiful to visit. During the summer, the months of July, they have the Moorish nights, also very interesting. And then you pass this area that is in Monte Gordo, also again the beach in front of you, the hotel where you're staying, and you go till Vila Real de Santo Antonio, that is the city just in the border with Spain. When I was young, there was no bridge between Spain and Portugal, so we had to take a boat and put the cars inside to go to the other side, to go to Spain.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was very interesting. They just created in 92, I think, the bridge around that time. So you can see the square, the main square. You can do a jeep safari that goes a little bit inland, so if you have time. You can do the boat tour also in the Guadiana River, or you can do and visit the natural spa, the salt pans. It's a video that I did myself. It's because of the density of the salt and the amount of minerals you float, and you can apply the clay that is on also down on your skin, and it's very good, especially for people that has problems on the skin. So it's a natural spa on the salt pans of Algarve. Very interesting. Here we have a video with some images. Again, me exploring all these things that I love to explore. That people can see later on. You can send them later on.
Okay. I'll post up the. It's on YouTube, isn't it?
Yes.
So I'll post it up on the comments so people can have a look. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah. And well, in the day, the last day, it's basically if you have a late flight, you can explore more. And we organize the private transfer to Faro Airport. Basically, what is included on this tour, we can do it. If you guys wants to try a cycling tour for the first time and you have a group of friends of 6 persons, it will be lovely to start by this one, and to even if you need, we can tailor-made. Okay. But to do it in private and with a guide, it's really, really nice, especially because on that situation you go to all the nice spots. If you want to do it by discovering yourself in a self-guided tour, it's also like, I'm a more adventure person. I like to do half-half. Sometimes I like to have a guide. Other times I like to do self-guided. So you can also do everything on self-guided. It's easier if you have your own GPS. It's fine. If not, we can provide you. We provide you always the tracks, and it's not a difficult path at all to do. There's the 24/7 emergency number that people has access. The luggage transfer, as I mentioned, the private transfer on arrival and departure. That is important. You don't need to wait for others to come. And all these hotels with breakfast included. So this is our tour. I think we ended our presentation.
What a wonderful tour. I'll just put that off the screen just now. What a wonderful tour it is as well. And for everybody out there, obviously we've got all of the details of that tour on the Low Season Traveller website. If you go to the Algarve page from the destinations onto Algarve, and then you can see the finest cycling tour in the Algarve, no less, and it is the finest, Anna, isn't it? And it starts from 920 euros for all of that. It's exceptional value for money, I think. For anybody as well, whether they're an experienced cyclist or a novice like me. I would absolutely love to do that tour. And I think the price is really, really good for everything that's included. And I think, for all of the stuff that's included, the wonderful hotels, Anna, the guided through, the transfers of the luggage, all of that kind of stuff. For me, one of the most important things is that you will be traveling with a local Portuguese family-run business, and I think that's something that means so much to a lot of us. It means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to our audience out there. That rather than always going with a big company, I'm not going to mention them, but like a German company with 3 letters that begins with C and then deny. I won't mention them because that wouldn't be fair. But but better to spend your money on with real experts in the destination, family-run business, and supporting the local economy as well, but also having a wonderful, wonderful time while you're at it, with a company that truly cares. I think it's a wonderful tour. Flights you can get from anywhere in the UK to Faro. EasyJet, Ryanair, Jet2, they all do it, and it's not expensive for the flights at all. It's probably under £200, I would have thought, return for the flights. And then it's just the other expenses that they would need. Well, the bikes are included. I suppose it's just the meals, really, and then any extra sort of sites that they want to do and include, right?
Yes. In reality, well, when we do the guided tour, it's more expensive because we include a lot of this, but not on the self-guided. On the self-guided, we believe that people want to explore on their own rhythm, so we decided not to include because we don't know exactly what they want to do. But it's both options are good. Okay,
for sure.
it depends a little bit of the style of the person. If the person is more nervous, or if the person really don't want to have any hassles, they prefer to pay everything in the beginning and just enjoy with everything included. So it depends. And another thing that I would like to say is this is a very simple and easy tour to do in the Algarve, and you can do all year round. In reality, I love to cycle and to do this tour during January. Okay,
Yeah.
because most of the times we don't have that much rain in January.
Yeah.
Of course, you can be unlucky, but but most of the times I did it during January, and I see the tourists over here on t-shirt because the weather for them it's amazing. And it's sunny days, so and you don't have so many tourists, so it's really incredible. But we also have other tours for more specialized persons. We have even mountain bike camps, or we have road bikes with, as I mentioned before, 120 kilometers up to 160, that they are based only in 2 hotels. Usually this type of cyclists, they eat just energetic bars on the way, and they just do one meal after when they arrive to the hotel. So, we can always adapt, but this is on the touristic side. It's a very pleasant tour that you cycle a little bit, but at the same time you have the chance to know Algarve. Yeah. I love this tour.
Yeah, I, honestly, you've 100% you've sold it to me. I would absolutely love to do this tour. I'd probably do with an electronic bike, if I'm honest.
Yes.
Just to begin with, just because I'm not as much of a confident cyclist, because I haven't done it. But
yes.
I think what's wonderful about it as well is, the fact that you can tailor this trip to the needs of the client. If they're more adventurous, or if they need the help on the guided, you can do it more fully guided. If they're completely independent and expert cyclists, they can crack on and do it themselves. It's all fully tailor-made. Another wonderful tour. I'm kind of excited now. I want to do it. But October, I've said to you, October or November, I'll be there. Just a point on the weather that you were saying in January. For people that haven't been to the Algarve in the winter, I have been to the Algarve in the winter before. Myself and my wife, we went for 4 days. Actually, we went to Alvor. In Portugal, and that was at the end of December. And I can tell you, it was, you're right. Everybody, all of the locals, they were all wearing thick jumpers and everything else. We were out in shorts and t-shirts, and we thought it was fabulous. The caveat I will give is when the sun went down, okay, you want a sweater or something then. Yeah. But compared to the UK, I mean,
yes,
there's no comparison. It was glorious during the days, though. Glorious.
True. Yeah. And don't feel, you were mentioning the e-bike, don't feel shy to use the e-bike, because even to use the e-bike can be possible to cycle this in less days. Instead, like, imagine that you only have like, the schools in UK, you stop for the short breaks for 4 days. The midterm. Imagine that you only can come for 4 days. If you use an e-bike, you do this in 4 days.
Love it. Yeah, okay. I'm interested in that as well.
I love e-bikes. I used to ride. I do mountain bike. I'm not a huge expert, but I do, and I did one or two competitions, not to win anything, but just to participate. But I like e-bikes because it's so pleasant to use e-bikes. So don't feel afraid. There are sometimes these people that is very focused on biking and say, "Oh, e-bikes, it's not a real bike." That's not true. So.
That's music to my ears. So yes. There's no shame in getting an e-bike.
Not at all.
Get an e-bike and be proud of the fact that you're on an e-bike.
Yes, because you are a tourist. You are not. It's not supposed to come here and do a lot of effort. Come on, absolutely. You are a tourist. Absolutely. You need to enjoy your holidays.
And it's good for all age groups then as well, isn't it? It makes it then more appealing for older age groups too, which I think is great. And I'm getting towards the older age group side. So, that's probably not a bad thing. Anna, we are pretty much out of time. Want to say a huge thanks to you for taking the time to bring us on this cycling tour of the Algarve today. It's been absolutely fascinating. And hopefully a lot of our viewers out there will also find it really interesting. Just to reiterate to everybody out there, prices start from €920. You can see full details of this tour and some of the other tours that our friends at Domitur are also running with us if you go to the Algarve pages of lowseasontraveler.com. But for now, Anna, thank you so much. On behalf of all of our viewers, very best of luck on your next adventure.
Thank you.
I'm sure everything will be absolutely fine and you'll take everything in good grace with a smile on your face. But we really look forward to catching up with you when you return from maternity leave. And we can do some more of these lives because they're just so much fun with you. I love doing these with you. So thank you so much,
Thank
Anna.
you, Jed. All the best for you. All the best for you too. Okay, thanks.
Cheerio.